Kimmy, for kicking it off. Yeah, I already told you we have a very, very great speakers tonight, this afternoon. And please stay as long as you can. We're very happy to see the young CIE. And of course, we love to see our former chairs, even president, coming back, 回国, to helping us. This gentleman, Dr. Larry Wang, I know him for decades ago, but I really know him through this event. For the past weeks, we text, we WeChat, we Line, we email, we do everything we can to communicate. And I really admire his commitment and dedication to these organizations. Let's welcome Dr. Larry Wang, 2009 chair and 2019 co-chair for this event. Dr. Wang.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the event this afternoon. I'm Larry Wang, as Maggie introduced. The first session for the afternoon's event will be carried out by two wonderful speakers. First will be Ms. Lisa Duerre, and the second one will be Dr. Li Minghu. As Kimmy mentioned, they will also carry out a fireside dialogue that will be helped by Dr. Peter Xie. The critical thing I would remind the audience is that we have, from the very beginning, told all the speakers that we don't want the typical lecture. We want to hear your personal stories or the personal experience you have observing along your long and successful careers, other people's struggle, decision-making, or any wonderful experience to share. Therefore, as Kimmy mentioned, you can still input any questions you may come up with during their talk through using your smartphone, scan the QR code, just fill out the question there. And we will, especially at the very end of the, this afternoon's event, in the interactive panel, we will help you bring up those questions. We already have quite a few questions, very good ones. So first we'll have Lisa Duerre. She has worked in the industry for over 20 years, very successful. But then I was puzzled and I asked her, why did she reboot her career and life? She will share that with us. And most important thing is that I asked her, what are her Control, Alt, Delete keys? And she will share with us. Let's welcome Lisa Duerre.
Thank you so much for the introduction. So I'm going to tell you a story. I was in the parking lot at Synopsys. It was 5:30. I needed to get to Campbell to pick up my lovely daughter who's here today. Hi, Emily. And I called my husband, Randy, who's right next to him, and I said, honey, I cannot find my car. Now, I don't know if you've ever had that experience, but I got to tell you, as a senior leader in a technology company, I mean, I'm running $10 million events. I've worked with engineers my entire life. Everything is a formula. Everything makes sense, right? You know what to do next step. And here I am in this parking lot, and I can't find my car. And my neck is getting red. I think I was even like welling up with just grief because I thought my kid, my daughter, this lovely young woman at the time, 2 years old, is going to be sitting all by herself and wondering where mama is. And he can't come save me because I'm in Mountain View. And my colleague drives up. And you guys, this is what happened. My colleague pulls up on her car, rolls her window down. Lisa Duerre, are you lost? Do you need some help? And I have to tell you, at that moment, I felt this big. And I felt shame and embarrassment. And I couldn't hide anymore that I was burnt out. I couldn't find my car, you guys. I could run million-dollar events. I can help engineers solve complex technical problems. And I couldn't find my car. Right? So let me tell you my story about going from overwhelm into being lit up. And as Larry is calling it, my Control-Alt-Delete, because I rebooted my life. And after spending 23 plus years in Silicon Valley working with engineers every day, I know there are engineers in this room that can't find their car. And it might not be your car. You might miss a very important meeting because you're writing code and you forget that you're supposed to be on that project call. You might realize, oh my gosh, my kid's friend's birthday party is Saturday. You get to the party and it was the last Saturday before. Do you know? You might still be doing your homework because you're in high school and you really want to make sure that you can come to an event like today, and you wake up and go, oh my gosh, I overslept, I need to be here. Like, overwhelm shows up for all of us, okay? And it's different everywhere. But what I can tell you is the steps I took. I'm going to share with you a 3-part formula today to make sure that overwhelm doesn't get the best of you so you don't have to lose your car. All right, does that sound good? Yeah, great. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about this. Let's see if I can get this to work. Let me just go this way. All right, so look at that smiling face. 20 years at Synopsys. When I lost my car, I didn't look that happy. Okay, I spent the majority of my career, I'm a San Jose State graduate, right? Anybody from San Jose State here? Raise them high, whoop, whoop, Spartans, right? Like, hey, that's an awesome school. So I started at Applied Materials, graduated, went to Synopsys, and I grew my career from an intern all the way to a senior director in the engineering community, okay? And that is not easy to do. So I have some tips for you guys today on how to navigate and grow your career within an organization, as well as if you're looking to change jobs, okay? So I have background in human resources. I did marketing. I've done user groups right here. I've done the Snug user group in this room with 3,000 of our customers, and customer education and support, which, as you guys know as engineers, that's what you need for your business to be successful. Your customers need to be happy and supported. So I've lived in the trenches with engineers for 20 plus years. What I do now with my Control-Alt-Delete reboot is I spend my time coaching executives. I help executives be confident in their job, make really tough business decisions because I've been in their shoes. I help new college grads get really clear on the next step for their career. I help new managers figure out what the next in-line succession plan is so they can figure out how to boost their entire team. And I also spend my time in goal setting and self-care events. I run those. And the reason I run those events is because that's the way I rebooted my life. My self-care was gone. I was 100 pounds overweight. I was not sleeping. I was gold at Starbucks because I was just on caffeine all the time to get things done. And I broke, and it wasn't okay. And so I want to help everybody not have to go down that path. And I also spend my time in influence and leadership skills. I help engineers take that amazing logic they have and then apply it to a formula so they can be more influential at work and in their families. So let me share that with you. This picture warms my heart. This was January of this year. And this is when I finally got clear, because I've been on my own in running this business with my husband and daughter. I'm going to say about 8 months when it's been real, right? There was a few months where I dabbled in another business, but this has been about an 8-month journey. And my mission, our mission, Randy, Emily, and I, as we are running this business together, it's to help people align their heads and their hearts, because I think in Silicon Valley, we are in our heads a lot. We are writing code, we are focused, we are next tape out, next bug fix. I mean, this is life, right? So I'm on a mission to help leaders be present for the moments that matter at work, because those are key, and in their lives. And this picture is a group of people that I walked through a retreat this January, and they set their goals. They set their goals for the year, and the smiles are amazing. So let's get to it, your 3-part formula, right? I'm here all day, I'll be on a panel, but I want to give you guys tangible actions you can do right now. So here's my Control-Alt-Delete. The first is you need to assess what's working and what's not. Couldn't find my car, it was not working, right? So for you in the audience, you want to really get clear on what are your strengths, what are your values, and what are your goals? Because when you know that, then you can make decisions of prioritizing, which is the next step. So you want to prioritize, right? You need to triage and clarify, because you cannot do everything or be everything to everybody. And I should have said to my husband that day, can you pick up Emily? I'm going to work late. But I wanted to do it all, right? I wanted to be everything at every moment. Things that find you joy, that's essential in your life. Joy is the absolute magic to having a life that you want and being energized. Because when you're working in your strengths and you are experiencing joy, you're unstoppable. And I can tell you guys many stories about that. And then here's the thing about time. We all have the same amount of time. We just do. So what's your budget? Take a look at your calendar, take a look at where you're spending your time, and get really clear on what your priorities are, because you may have a mismatch there. Most of the clients I work with, that's one of the first exercises we do is assess and look at their time budget, and it's like, wow, I really want to be present, in these meetings, but it requires travel, and I have these commitments and that commitments, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, I need to adjust my budget, right? And the third is delegate, because you cannot do everything alone. In my experience and the clients I work with, being able to delegate and stop doing some things that somebody else can do better than you, that's liberation for you, and it's good for the person that works for you, okay? Checking out your marathon doing, I was 24/7 drinking Starbucks all day. That doesn't work. It's impossible, okay? And then really getting clear on what's important, because everything is important, it's just not true. It's just not true. Okay, so that's the three-part formula that we'll go into a little bit more on the panel. Thank you. And let me tell you the most important thing. If you leave with nothing else today while I'm up here on this stage with the 10 minutes I have to share my story, this is the question. The most important question for you, what feeling are you chasing? Most of the clients I work with, most of the groups I run, the question always comes up with, well, I want that promotion, I want that house, I want that new car. And what's underneath that is I want to feel respected, I want to feel important, I want to feel accomplished, right? And what happens is when you get laser focused on that feeling and you don't look at the whole picture, you get what you want and you're not even happy. Okay, so really the most important question, ask yourself what feeling are you chasing and get really clear on your why. Because what that will do for you is help you open up your creativity to figure out other ways to feel that way more often. Make sense? Yeah? So I'll tell you, I wanted to be the senior director, right? I got the senior director title and the travel was killing me and I was missing out on my family life. And you know what? It's because I wanted to feel accomplished. And I was accomplished, I just kept wanting more. So my reboot was stepping back from that position because it wasn't good for my family or my soul, and I'm much more happier now, okay? I can tell you, these are some people that are focusing on how they want to feel. This was in January. They're sleeping better, they're more connected with their family, they're saying no to things because they know what lights them up, and I know I can help you do that too. So I am pleased and honored to be able to share a free gift with you today. When I was talking with Larry, we were like, what is it that I can do to give forward to the CIE group? Because I am inspired by what you guys are doing, and I think it's very important to have a community like this. And so my gift to you is this. Here's a free career satisfaction assessment. It's on the website. You can download it, take the assessment, and then when you get your results, schedule some time with me. It would be my honor to give you a free strategy session and take a look at what you're going for, what matters most to you, and I'll walk you through that 3-step process. All right? Great. So let me close with this in the time that we have right now. This is my why. These two people right here, that's my husband Randy and my daughter Emily. I'm on a mission to help everybody be present for the moments that matter because they are what matter to me, and I get to do this, and they actually get to be here with me. Like, this is my dream, and so I want to share that with you and be a support to you as well. And I'll close with this. I spent 6 years of my life wanting to pierce my nose. 6 years. I was in corporate, and I thought to myself, you know what? Piercing your nose, you're too old for that, Lisa. They're not going to take you serious, Lisa. You should not pierce your nose, okay? My mom passed away, and my mom wanted to be there when my daughter Emily got her ears pierced. And so while I went with Emily to pierce her ears in honor of my mom, I got my nose pierced. I'm going to tell you something about that moment. I've never felt so alive and like so lit up and so myself. And you know what? I still have corporate clients. I'm on stage right now speaking. I don't think you care about my nose. Like, you can't even see it, right? My husband came home from the business trip and didn't even know I pierced my nose. He never saw it. So what I want to say to you is about regret. Spending 6 years of my life worrying about what other people were going to think about something so small and so important to me, and so much time and effort I spent being jealous and wondering why do other people have more courage to just go be themselves. Like, don't waste your time. If you want to pierce your nose, go pierce your nose. You want to dye your hair purple? Dye it purple. Go be you, because the world needs you, and when you're lit up like I am right now with this nose piercing, right? That's where the magic happens. So I leave you with that. No regrets, you guys. Don't waste any time. It's your life. Make it what you want it to be. All right? Thank you very much.